was going to welcome everyone to How to Do Business with the California Water Association. It's one of our special episodes for GLAAACC in the AM, and this is part of GLAAACC's Technical Assistance Program. Welcome again, everyone. My name is Angela Gibson Shaw. I have the pleasure of serving as the president of the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce, better known as GLAAACC. And we're going to get started in a minute, but why don't we take a moment and ask you to put your contact information in the chat box. And also, as we go along with the presentations, that's also where you'll put your questions. Let me get my view together here so I can see who's all here. Are y'all chatting? Okay, here we go. Well, I see fireflies. You guys putting your contact information in the chat box? What's the name of your company? You never know. People may be looking for what you have to offer today. This could be your day. Call it virtual networking. Again, GLAAACC is a business association dedicated to the growth and development of Black-owned businesses in the greater LA area. All are welcome. Our focus is lifting up our African-American small business community, but all are welcome. And so today we've got a very special session for you, as I mentioned. It's about water. And water is essential to California. It supports the state's people, farms, and environment. California grows much of the nation's fruits, vegetables, and nuts, and farms need lots amounts of irrigation water. In addition, water keeps rivers and wetlands healthy for fish and wildlife and helps produce clean hydroelectric power. Since California often faces droughts and changing climate conditions, careful water management is crucial for the state's future, and California has a very complex water system. And in addition to all that, there are opportunities for small business participation within these water systems. And so today we've invited the California Water Association, represented by my good friends Lauren James, Lauren Way, Director of Communications at Suburban Water Systems, and Karina Sandoval. Karina, where'd you go? There she is. And she's Director of Communications at Suburban. She's Communications Specialist at San Gabriel Water Company. And today they're going to discuss how to do business with those water utilities that make up the California Water Association and how to access and navigate the companies and how to take advantage of some of their procurement opportunities. And again, if you are not on program, if we could ask you to mute your, make sure you stay muted and put your questions in the chat box, and we'll make sure that we get them from there and keep up with them from time to time. And we'll allow the ladies to do their presentations first. So, Lauren, welcome.
Hello, thank you, thank you. Thank you for hosting us. Once again, we always enjoy this wonderful webinar with GLAAACC. Thank you, Angela, for your leadership. Naomi and Jessica, you guys are also amazing to work with. Thank you to everybody who took the time to attend today. Really appreciate everyone. So I believe you guys have our presentation, or if you want me to share screen.
Let me open that up for you.
Okay, perfect. So while we wait, we can, Karina, I'll just do a short introduction of myself. I am Lauren James. I'm the Director of Communications at Suburban Water Systems. Under communications, we have supplier diversity, communications, and conservation. Suburban, we'll go over it, but I'll showcase, where we service. But we rep the San Gabriel Valley very proudly. So I'll pass it over to Karina to introduce herself.
Thank you, Lauren. Hi, everyone. My name is Karina Sandoval. I am the Communications Specialist at San Gabriel Valley Water Company. Similar to Suburban, our communications department handles all communications, internal, external, and our supplier diversity program. So I'm really happy to be here, present, and introduce you guys to our company and maybe form some business. So look forward to it.
Thank you, Karina. Okay, how's that?
There we go.
There it is.
Perfect.
There it is. But it's not going into slideshow mode, huh?
Mhm.
Or is
Oh,
it in slideshow mode or no?
I think so.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, very good. How about okay, so perfect. So partnering with CWA. As I mentioned, I'm Lauren James with Suburban. In CWA, part of our supplier diversity committee, there's 7 utilities. So you met Karina from San Gabriel Valley. So I'll go ahead and change. It didn't change. Let's see. It changed on my end, but not on this end. Okay, here. Let's try. I'm gonna stop sharing and then I'm gonna bring it back up. And then let's see if that works better. Okay. Okay. Did it do it?
Yeah, we
We
see
can
the
see it.
slides.
It's there, but it's not turning to the next slide for me, unfortunately.
Do you want me to bring it up, Lauren?
Yeah, why don't you try it on your end, Karina, and then we'll see why it's not, why, yeah.
Do you mind stopping sharing
Yeah,
your
I'm
screen?
trying here. There, that worked, right? Or no?
No, we still see it.
Okay. You would think after how many years we would have this. There we go. Is it working now or no?
No, we still see your screen.
You
Oh,
still see-
perfect.
Okay.
Okay. And then let me just make sure. I can
Okay,
see
good. It
that.
worked on your end. Very good. Okay, thank you, Karina. Coming in big. All right, so you can go ahead. I'll just tell you next, and we'll just do that. So go ahead and go next. We'll introduce the team here. So, like I said, there's 7 of us that are major, we consider Class A, the major water utilities in the California Water Association. So we'll start off with Michael Moss. He's our current chair of the committee. He's with Golden State Water. Some of you may know Miss Holly Joy. She's with Liberty Utilities. And then we have Jeanette Diaz with San Gabriel Valley Water. She works with Karina. She's Karina's boss. And then you have me, Lauren James with Suburban Water. Next. All right, so we got Tim McLaughlin with San Jose Water, Alexis Russell with California American Water, Jordan Nakasone with California Water Service, and Karina with San Gabriel Valley Water. So those are the folks that those are your point people that you want to reach out to, that you want to talk to, that you want to get to know. They're the ones that will say, okay, we have that need and let me introduce you to the person, right? We're the support. We're the ones that help you get your foot in the door. We're the ones that forward you to the right buyer. So working with us is crucial. So remember these names. I believe in the last slide it has all our contact information. So that's your goal or your cookie for staying till the end. All right, next. So why supplier diversity? So what's our purpose, right? Why? The why. So there's a General Order 156. It was in response to Assembly Bill 3678 in 2006. It applies to all regulated utilities. And when I mean by regulated, it's electric, gas, water, wireless telecommunication service providers, and telephone corporations. And revenues that exceed 25 million. So for those categories, the ones that have those of us that are regulated by the PUC, like SoCal Gas, Edison, T-Mobile, Verizon, and all the water utilities, anyone that's exceeding 25 million, we are formally voluntold to be a part of this program, and it's a wonderful program. So it includes diverse suppliers, women-owned, minority-owned, disabled veteran, LGBT, and they've added persons with disabilities. And all of us get together yearly at the CPUC annual en banc, which usually happens in October in the fall. And it's a public CPUC meeting to review all of our results. So, and it's also an opportunity for vendors to attend to hear the needs of the supply of the utilities, as well as meet the utility representatives. So our presidents, all the water presidents attend. So if you're talking about you're being introduced to people like me who help you, but you're also being introduced to the ultimate decision makers. So make sure to put on your calendars, be on the lookout for the CPUC en banc next year in 2026, where all the decision makers are in one room. The goals for the CPUC that they gave us as part of the General Order 156 goes as this. It's 23% goal that we're all trying to achieve as utilities, and it's broken down like this: 15% minority, 5% women, 1.5% DVBE, 1.5% LGBT, and they don't have a percentage of spend desired for persons with disabilities yet. And we'll look for that in the near future. And this includes direct purchases with diverse suppliers. We also include, it also includes primes subcontracting with diverse suppliers. So if you're not a prime that wins the bid, you can also work with our primes as a subcontractor. And we require our primes to submit subcontracting forms to us to report on the utilization of diverse vendors, as well as the local vendors from the community. Next. So there's many types of certification. I'm not going to say what's the best, what's the best for your business is the best for your business, but definitely get involved with the CBOs, especially the ones that do offer certification. But the supplier clearinghouse is the certification that the utilities use, and that we need to be able to count your spend towards the GO 156 goal. So when we work with suppliers, we love to see the supplier clearinghouse certification. However, if you have the other certifications from other CBOs, it makes it a lot easier to transfer your certification with the clearinghouse during part of your application. So you can use part of that certification to as part of your application with the CPUC. So that's a little bit about certification. Next. So like I mentioned, subcontracting, that's a huge part of, our MSAs and our RFPs. We require all of our primes to not only report to us, but we ask them, who's your subcontractor is going to be? Here's a list that you can choose from. Please utilize these diverse local subcontractors, because we firmly believe that, in order for all of us to grow as communities, in order for all of us to grow in small business, we need to support one another. So we review the documents and we add it to the overall spend at the end of the year. And we don't require our prime contractors to know the diversity status. We just ask them to utilize local businesses, and then from there we can decipher for them the diversity status. All right, next. All right, so now we're going to go into the individual water utilities, kind of cover their service areas. And at the end, we're going to list kind of what we're all looking for in regards to opportunities. So first up is Michael Moss with Golden State Water. So a little bit about Golden State Water. Next. So here we go. So Golden State Water, so when we talk about California water utilities, you have to always keep in mind that a lot of us have parent companies that service outside of California. So there's not just opportunity in California, there's opportunity nationwide. And as you can see with Golden State Water, there's plenty of opportunity throughout the country. In California, they service up and down the state. They are a subsidiary of American States Water Company, and they're headquartered in LA County. Next. All right, so you can kind of see where they're at. They've been providing reliable water for over 90 years, and they currently serve more than 1 million people, and in over 80 counties, 37 water systems, and 8 rate-making areas. So they have their hands full when it comes to requesting what they need as far as projects and capital. They have a 500-member team, experienced engineers, scientists, and water experts. So those who are looking to do leadership courses, 500 people, ooh, that's a lot. Next. And then, so here is the contact information for Michael. You can also learn more on their supplier diversity page, that the link is listed there. So if you'd like to take a screenshot, please go ahead right now. And definitely feel free to reach out with your capability statement, introducing what you can do and what you could do for us. So that's my biggest piece of advice. What can you do for the water utility? Don't just introduce yourself, but tell us what you can do for us. Next. So Miss Holly Joy with Liberty Utilities. Next. Liberties, they serve Apple Valley and Southeast Los Angeles with over 50,000 service connections. And below they have their vision, their mission, and their values. I'll say their values because it aligns with kind of what we're all looking for and why we're here is to be innovative and find better solutions for our business and our customers. So working with diverse businesses, diverse local business has proven to be cost effective and innovative. And so that's the real value of what we try to drive as supplier diversity managers when communicating with our vendors and with our internal employees. Next. So they procure over 35 million per year. And within that 35 million, they spend 10 to 15 million with diverse businesses per year. Lots of opportunity. All right, next up, we got Jeanette with San Gabriel Valley Water. So I'll turn it over to Karina. She's going to cover San Gabriel Valley Water.
Thank you, Lauren. I'm going to bring up some slides I made specifically for today's presentation. So I'm going to bring that up really quickly and then reshare. Perfect. So this is all about doing business with San Gabriel Valley Water Company. So a little overview. I'm just going to talk about San Gabriel, who we are as a water utility. I'm going to touch on a little bit about California Water Association, some things that Lauren didn't mention that I think might be relevant. We're going to talk about the procurement process, some tips and tricks, supplier diversity in action, and then we'll save the Q&A until after the presentation is complete with Lauren's section. Also, I want to say I'm going to show a lot of QR codes. So if you have a phone nearby, I would get that handy or get your fingers ready to screenshot because I'm warning you now, there's a lot of QR codes, but I think they'll be really helpful. Okay, so a little bit about San Gabriel Valley Water Company. We were founded in 1936 and we are headquartered in El Monte, California. We're actually still in the original building, which I think is pretty cool. We are a private water utility regulated by the California Public Utilities Commission. Everything we do gets regulated by the commission. So they are our head honchos, our big boss, and we're always making sure that we're abiding by those regulations. And so we service LA County and San Bernardino County through our Fontana division. You might be looking at the bottom of the screen and you'll see two separate logos. We have our San Gabriel Valley Water Company in one corner and our Fontana Water Company logo in the other. We are the same company, but we do have two separate logos and two separate divisions. So in our LA County division, we have over 49,000 service connections. In our Fontana division, we have over 47,000 service connections. Combined, we serve a population of over 500,000. That's over 500,000 in the state of California. So we have a lot of customers and they're always at the forefront of our mind, making sure everything we do is for our customers' benefit. So let's get into our LA County division. This is a map of our service area. Not sure if you can see my mouse, but if you see all the way at the bottom, we have like a little island in Commerce, and then we go all the way up to Arcadia. You can kind of see the cities listed that we service. And then in our service area, we have 603 miles of mains. It's a lot. 49,903 meters and 4,530 hydrants. So this is our LA County division. Then we'll go to Fontana division. Fontana has a lot less cities just because geographically the area is different, right? In LA County, there's a lot of smaller cities close together. San Bernardino County is different, kind of larger cities, a bit more spread out. So we service most of the city of Fontana. I can't say all, but most. And then parts of Rialto, Rancho Cucamonga, and then some unincorporated areas. So in Fontana, we have 716 miles of main, 47,437 meters, and then 5,553 hydrants. So we provide a lot of water to a lot of people. And then, as you know, we are members of the California Water Association. As a Class A water utility, we've come together to make sure we're all meeting our supplier diversity goals and working collaboratively helps us pull our resources and do that. So we have two really big programs with CWA. The first is Water 1.0. Water 1.0 is intended for businesses that are looking to work with a water utility, but don't really have the experience or knowledge how to. So this is a 3-day program. It's almost like a crash course, if you will, where we teach you about the water utilities, because the investor owned, which is just another way of saying private, kind of have different needs than public and different processes. So we work one-on-one with you. We talk about pitching, we improve your pitch. We talk about obtaining capital. Insurance is a big hurdle for a lot of our suppliers or vendors. So we talk about maybe how you can work through that and maybe some creative ways to get outside of that. So that is Water 1.0. Then we also have our Meet the Primes. As you can see, Lauren was our moderator for our Prime panel. That happened 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, so very recently. And this is an opportunity for diverse businesses to meet our prime contractors. A lot of the times a business just may not be able to handle the demand of working directly with a water utility right off the bat, right? So working with a prime contractor is a really good way to build a relationship, build experience, and build revenue. So ultimately you can become one of our prime contractors. So that's what we try to do with our Meet the Primes event, is build that relationship. So you might be thinking, well, how can I know about these upcoming events? How can I stay informed? So this QR code right under the CWA logo is going to take you to the CWA LinkedIn page. I'd recommend following that. They post pretty frequently upcoming events. And just so you can kind of be keep up to date with what's going on in the water utility space. This flyer in the middle, supplier diversity program, that QR code is going to take you to our CWA website. You're going to see a video of some of our past events. I think our Meet the Primes video is on there. It'll have the contact information for all supplier diversity managers, which Lauren showed earlier in the presentation. And they will post any upcoming events. Unfortunately, we don't have any more events for the rest of the calendar year, but we'll have that Water 1.0 and Meet the Primes in 2026. So that's a good way to stay updated. Lastly, we have our vendor intake form. This form is going to take you to a Google form that all of us have access to. So all those people you saw earlier. If you input your information, I would recommend being as detailed as possible. You basically go into this Google sheet, which we kind of use as a database. Let's say Jordan from Cal Water is specifically looking for a someone who can do like workplace development, right? He can go, if we don't have anyone to recommend, he can go to that database, look you up possibly, and say, hey, you know, like we had met them at GLAAACC during this webinar. I like their business. Let's see if maybe we can onboard them. It isn't like you're in this database and all of a sudden, you know, we're going to be ringing your phone, but it lets us know that you're available and it gives us access to your information. So I think that one's a really good one. And if you decide to fill it out, I would recommend being very specific in the services you offer and cast a wide net, right? Like, let us know all you have to offer. Okay, next I'm going to kind of go into the procurement process for San Gabriel Valley Water Company. Although we're all water utilities, we all have very different procurement processes. Ours is a little bit unique because we're kind of old school in our approach to certain things. So this is kind of a loose overview of our process. May vary, there may be slight, you know, variances, but this is just general. So first is vendor identification, right? We can't procure from someone we don't know. So we identify potential suppliers through networking, referrals, matchmaking, CWA events, directories, and outreach programs. the best way to do business with us is to know us truly. So I would recommend reaching out, trying to form a relationship with myself, Jeanette Diaz, who's our communications specialist, director of communications, and our procurement team, who we'll get into later. Next, now that you've identified us, we've identified you, we need to get you pre-qualified. So how do we do that? First, you're going to complete the new vendor registration form, which you can see right here. This QR code is going to take you to our form. So if you're interested in working with us, I would say first fill that out and send it to me. And when you send that to me, please include your statement of qualifications. If you don't have a statement of qualifications, this is a great time to make one. Or you might have a line card, something like that, something that just tells me what you supply, what you can supply, or what kind of service you provide. Also, this is a little bit later, but this still falls under pre-qualification. These are good to have on hand, right? Your completed W-9 form, your current insurance certificates, a reference list, and your bonding capabilities. Right off the bat, we won't ask you for this. This is a little further, but it is important to have these readily available. Oh, I see a hand is raised. Go ahead, Marcus.
Yes, I wanted to know, is the statement of qualifications, is that going to be similar to the statement of capabilities like for a federal contract?
Exactly. It's basically the same thing. I would say if you have the time, try to personalize it, right? So if you're working with a water utility, let's say you've worked with energy utility in the past, our needs are different for a water utility, right? If you could personalize that in any way, that really highlights to us your abilities and it makes you stand out. So yeah, it's interchangeable, basically, statement of qualifications and capabilities. Great question. Okay, next. So let's say you've gone through the pre-qualified process, right? You've sent us all that info. We've chatted a couple of times. I'm like, okay, you know what? I think we can either depending on what your service is or what you provide, right? If you want to be a pipeline contractor, that is a lot more rigorous than, let's say, you want to you supply kind of like why is the name slipping in my mind, but like giveaway items. That's a little bit easier for us to do than like install pipeline, right? So if it's a giveaway item, okay, I might request a quote from you. An RFQ, I might say, you know, I'm hosting an event in 2 weeks and we really want to give away some really nice water bottles. Give me a quote. And the reality is our procurement process is very simple. We always go with the lowest bid in general, right? So it is evaluated on cost, technical qualifications, safety and quality record, and responsiveness. Cost is our primary concern. That's 90% of our concern. But for instance, we had a main break last year, 2 years ago, actually, at this point. And in order to fix that main break, or to repair that main, it was in a very difficult area on like a hill somewhere. So we needed to kind of reinforce this wall and make sure that safety was our primary concern. We received some bids and we did not go with the lowest bidder in that scenario because the person who was the second lowest bidder had a lot more experience with those kinds of projects and we felt was better suited for something of that magnitude. So cost is our main concern. It is not the only concern, but that is a case-by-case basis. For the most part, in general, we're going to go with the lowest bidder. So let's say we request a quote for you or we send out an RFP and you get it, right? Awesome. That's great news. So you're awarded the bid. The project or whatever is completed. There is still a level of performance monitoring, right? Like it isn't, I don't want to highlight, it is important to make business or obtain business with the utility, but it's more important to keep business with the water utility, especially as you know, in CWA, we work very collaboratively, right? So it's great when you do a good job with me because then I can tell Lauren, this person was amazing and I highly recommend them. And now we're all using you. But if I work with you and things just don't go well, we're pretty forgiving people, but it leaves a bad taste in her mouth. And then I'm going to tell Lauren, I don't know, maybe think twice before working with John Doe. And that can be, it can not be helpful for your business. So it is important to obtain business and keep it. I really want to highlight that point. Next are some tips and tricks. These might seem a little, okay, Captain Obvious, but you would be very surprised at the experiences. I think Lauren can attest to it. We've had with different vendors and suppliers. So the first is be prepared. Very recently, I think 2 months ago, we were looking into a new cleaning service for our Fontana division, right? We were recommended a diverse vendor or business. We set up a meeting. Day of the meeting comes, 30 minutes after meeting time passes. And I'm like, well, haven't heard from them. We give them a call. Like, hey, where are you? We had a meeting at like 8 a.m., right? They said, oh, I thought our meeting was at 8:15. And I was like, 8:15? Who has a meeting at 8:15, right? We were like, no, it's not. And they're like, well, we're in Fontana, right? They were like, I'm all the way in Covina. I won't be there till 9:30. It's like, well, you forgot, obviously, right? And one, you were not prepared. Two, you also couldn't kind of take the accountability and be like, you know what, I'm so sorry, slipped my mind. You kind of gave me the runaround. So we did not end up working with that business. But it goes to be prepared. Like if you do get the opportunity, if you do get the chance to have a meeting, be prepared, be on time, show up. And that leads into do your due diligence as well. It is very refreshing when I meet a business and instead of asking them what we can provide to them, what kind of business we can provide to them, they're asking or they're telling me, hey, I provide this and I can help you in this way, in this way, in this way, right? I had a business and they did, what is it? It's not HR, it's like staffing, right? They did staffing. And so they were very persistent. They reached out to me almost daily, right? Which yes, persistence is important, but there's a fine line. They were very persistent. And so we set up a meeting and they were like, well, what kind of positions, like, are you looking for? If they had taken that extra 5 minutes to go on our website, look in our career section, and maybe if they had even presented, people they already had in mind to fill those positions, that would have saved both of us a lot of time, right? So when you're whatever business you have, kind of get creative, right? Think of out of the box solutions. Think of making our lives easier because that's the one we want to keep around. So just taking those 5-10 minutes of being diligent will help you in the long run. Fourth, stay engaged. I've shared previously kind of like a bunch of different CWA links. You might not get the contract today, you might not get it tomorrow, but there's like a picture I've seen of a guy mining, right? And he stops right before he hits that diamond. So I know it's tough, it's difficult, but keep mining, try to find that diamond. It will come if you're engaged. So attending en banc, attending conferences, community events, right? That's all important. Lastly, don't be afraid to ask for feedback. In our role, we're very passionate about helping diverse businesses. And part of that is making sure that these businesses are aware of what they can improve upon, right? So let's say you are bidding on a contract and you're not getting it. Feel free to contact the supplier diversity manager, wherever you're applying to. Say, hey, I've realized that I've been consistently bidding. I'm staying engaged. but I'm wondering, what am I doing wrong? You know, like how far am I? How close should my number? What percentage, you know, um, how far am I from the number that is being awarded these bids? Communicate, right? Taking that extra time to just ask for feedback can really help you in the long run, and it shows that you really want, you know, to work with them. So this is kind of specific to San Gabriel. As we're kind of wrapping up 2025, I'm looking in 2026 and seeing kind of what we can areas of spend that we're going to need. So our three biggest, highest spending maybe departments in our company is our engineering, our operations, and our communications. So in engineering, we're going to have a lot of booster stations, reservoirs, walls, generators. We're going to do a lot of coding for these generators. There's going to be a lot of electrical work and treatment. So I know you might see a booster station, you're like, well, I don't know how to build a booster station, but there's so much more that comes with a booster station, right? It's the traffic control, it's the supplies just to do that kind of construction. So that's just an idea of an engineering. In operations, we are always purchasing vehicles, and those vehicles need maintenance. So if you provide any kind of, if you have an auto shop or anything like that, that'd be very helpful. For communications, which is my department, we're looking for some workforce development training next year, promotional items we always need, signage, and catering. So this is not everything, but these are just some things that I wanted to highlight. And then lastly, just to talk about our supplier diversity program here at San Gabriel. So we're still in 2025. We don't have this year's numbers yet. We'll have that March of next year. And that is when we do our annual report. So if you really want to work with the water utility, you can go ahead, Google our annual reports, and it kind of gives these numbers super breakdown, super specific, and it'll even talk about areas that we're looking to spend in for the following year. So we'll have 2026's kind of goals in it. It'll be very specific. So in 2024, we spent over $32 million with diverse businesses. 84 was the number of diverse suppliers with spend. And then we are very proud that we were recognized at this year's En Banc for being in the top 10 performers for diverse supplier contracting in the entire state. So out of all of the utilities companies, which is like telecoms, gas, electric, water, I feel like I'm missing something, but all of the businesses that the CPUC regulates, we were in the top 10. So we're very proud. And then 32.02% of our total procurement spend last year was with diverse suppliers. So we don't just walk the walk, we talk the talk. Okay, awesome. And so this is my contact information. Feel free to contact me. That QR code there is to my LinkedIn. If you want to connect, feel free to do so. I don't post or message much on there, but what I do post is our CWA events or upcoming events. So that's a good way to see if we have anything upcoming. And then I will stop sharing and go back to the group. Oh, sorry. I see that there's something in the chat. Can you please share examples of
I think that's
promotional
promotional.
items you might need in communication spend? Oh, sorry. I will go back and share that. The QR code. Sorry. I was being too quick. I'm not great at multitasking, so I'm going to do one thing at a time. Okay, you can see that. Okay, and then back to promotional items. So in our communications department, it really varies, right? So we host a lot of events, ribbon cutting events. So sometimes, like most recently, literally 2 weeks ago, we had a ribbon cutting ceremony for our new plant. We installed a UV treatment. And so we try to be creative. It's UV treatment. So we got umbrellas that are good for rain and shine, UVs. It made sense to me. I don't know if it made sense to people when we were giving them out, but that's something that we purchased recently. Also, we do a lot of community events. So if there's anything in our service areas, and as you can see, we kind of service a lot of cities in different areas, we try to attend their like water days are a big thing. Arbor Day was a big thing. They kind of have anything that's community focused that we can give out. So let me see. That's an example. Oh, even for a Water 1.0, this is a promotional item. I have this CWA trophy that we purchased from a diverse business. Let's see. I have these fans, right? These San Gabriel Valley fans that I like to give out. So it really varies. And what I would really like from a vendor is if they could come to me with items, right? Because we like to mix it up. So if they could be like, hey, this is the latest, hottest thing. I have a ball that, I have this ball. I have a bunch of items. A beach ball was cool in the summer, ducks. Anything that is good for kids, family-friendly events, but anything that's new. I don't have kids. I'm not around a lot of kids. I'm around a lot of adults. So I don't know what the kids like. So if you could, come to me and tell me, that would be very helpful and that'd be great. So it really varies. I think that was all the questions. I hope everyone got the QR code, and then I'll switch back to our other presentation.
Yeah, Karina, I did see a question in the chat box about a replay, and we will be sending out a copy of the recording. And if we could get your presentations, we can also include those.
Yeah,
when we,
definitely.
Okay, great.
Karina and Lauren, I have a question for both of you.
Yeah,
As
of course.
far as some of the scopes of work you talked about, Karina, specifically for construction, electrical, coatings, etc. How are those diverse suppliers dealing with bonding? Or first, I guess I'm assuming you require bonding for any type of contractor. And if so, what's the climate like? Are they meeting that, or they're going, hey, I'm qualified, except I'm lacking that? Or can you share a little bit more how that's going?
I don't know if Lauren wants to take this.
So, and as far as insurance, each project has different insurance requirements, and we work with vendors depending on the safety and the complexities of the project. So it just we do have a set bonding requirement, and but we do work with vendors. So sometimes, like let's say I worked with one of my traffic diverse vendors who was a subcontractor or on one of our projects, and we were requiring them to get an insurance that would cost them more than they were making on the project. So we worked with them to lower the insurance requirement. So it's just a matter of, depending on, like I said, the complexities of the work you're performing. That's how we decide on the insurance requirements.
Gotcha. Okay, good. Thanks for sharing that.
But you do need to be prepared. Like, let's say you win a major pipeline project, we are going to require, the highest bonds, and so you need to be prepared. But that's listed in the RFPs. So don't. So back to you, and all advice to vendors is, when you're reading through the RFP, make sure you meet the qualifications. Make sure you meet what they are being asked. So you're not awarded the job and then like, oh, I can afford that insurance.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you knew what we were asking before we got, before you submitted your bid. So it's just, we work on a case by case basis.
And Lauren, do you work with a number of resources to steer the folks that are looking for bonding?
Oh, absolutely. So that's what our procurement does. So our procurement works with our vendors one-on-one. And we also, CWA, we're very proud to have great resources when it comes to insurance. So we have a Water 1.0 graduate that came in and spoke to our water cohorts about insurance and what it takes to work with water utilities. And Suburban's trying to work with them now to be an extension of our procurement department. So of working with the vendors, because that's one of our biggest hiccups that we see when it comes to, getting the job started is making sure the vendors have the right insurance, because for some reason it's always a hiccup.
Yeah.
So we're trying to beat the hiccup by coming at them when they win the bid and saying, okay, if this is what you need, do you have it? If not, here's a great resource in Mark. That's our for our water cohort graduate, and they can help you out.
Setting everyone up for success. That's great.
Yes, trying. All right, so Karina, it's my turn. All right, so like I said, Lauren here, and then you can go to my next one. All right, so Suburban, we have a 42 square mile service area. We're one of the we're the ones of the water utilities that has a concentrated area in California versus spanning up and down the coast. So we primarily service San Gabriel Valley. You kind of go over the hill. We service a portion of Whittier, and then we service all of La Mirada. Our service cities are listed below. And so if you service in this area, we'd love to hear from you. Next. So some quick facts about Suburban. Here's our exact service area. We have over 78,000 connections with a population of over 300,000. We have 860 miles of pipeline. So with 860 miles of pipeline, you can understand that our biggest spend is in pipe repair, pipe replacement. 860 miles is a lot to keep up with, and we do our best. We have 100 boosters. We have 63 remote sites. We have 34 reservoirs. So again, reservoirs, when it comes to tank cleaning, restoration, we're always looking for support with reservoirs. 18 wells, and I know we're drilling a new one in La Mirada. So lots of opportunity throughout that small service area. Next. All right, San Jose Water, Tim. Next. So San Jose Water services all of San Jose. So if you are in the Bay Area, or if you service the Bay Area, they service San Jose. And so here's a little snapshot. 55% is imported water, 35% is groundwater, and 10% is local mountain surface water. So I will say this is a great slide, because that's a lot of water utilities, we all range. Some of us can be 100% imported water. So I get served by Walnut Valley Water District. It's a district, and they're 100% metropolitan imported water, which makes my bill a little bit more expensive than those of us who have groundwater resources. So Suburban, we're very lucky. We have 80% groundwater. So that means that the 18 wells are pulling 80% of the water that we serve our customers. We have great water rights. So understanding that is very important too, because that can also steer in a way of where can I fit in? So if you have the 18 wells, they need to be serviced. The well walls get fractured with rocks and stuff. So just if you work with wells, Suburban, we were like 80%. So I love this slide. Good job, Tim. So another one is they service over 1 million customers, over 2,400 miles of water mains, 106 tanks and reservoirs, 20,000 hydrants, and 35,000 valves. That's a lot of stuff to keep up with. And then this is their website, and this is the information for Tim when it comes to onboarding. All right, we have Alexis with Cal American Water. All right, so California American Water is a subsidiary of American Water. American Water is the largest investor-owned utility in America. They service all throughout the country, and they are the largest, them and Cal Water are the largest in California. So they provide approximately water and wastewater for over 700,000 people and more than 194,000 service connections. They solicit their bids through Coupa platform. They do not publicly post or advertise any open or upcoming solicitations. Pre-qualified vendors will receive a personalized email invitation directly from the Coupa platform with the unique link to access the solicitation event. Pre-qualification for our suppliers includes proper insurance. Insurance matrix can be provided upon request. So again, being prepared, ask for that, right? Making sure that you have the proper insurance and the necessary experience or qualifications to perform the services. To be awarded an agreement, suppliers are required to be compliant with an AB ISN rating. The caveat is suppliers do not need to be compliant in ISN to submit a proposal, only to be awarded a contract. We allow all suppliers an equitable opportunities to submit proposals to our sourcing events, both suppliers currently in our network and not. It's imperative to remain in contact with the correct personnel to be included on sourcing events. So they kind of fall in line with the rest of us is once you get pre-qualified, however which way that each one of the utilities does it. So Suburban's really simple. We get introduced to our procurement manager. She does the pre-qualifications. Once you're added in as a vendor, then you're able to we send you bids. So California American Water goes through the Coupa platform. So once you get as a pre-qualified vendor, you can get bids through Coupa. So just trying to get pre-qualified with these businesses is a crucial first step. Next slide. And then you can contact them at the email listed, QR code for their website, and then a quick snap of their supplier diversity spend 2021. They spend over 48 million. That number's probably jumped since 2021, but a lot of opportunity. All right, we got Jordan. We got to drop that interim. Congratulations, Jordan. He is the Supplier Diversity Program Manager at California Water Service, the other larger utility of California. So, okay, so they're the largest. Oh, I see it. So they put it in there. Yeah, yep. Congratulations to Jordan indeed. So California Water Service is the largest. So Cal American Water is right behind them. So they are the largest in regulated American water utility west of the Mississippi River and the third largest in the country. They were formed in 1926. So a lot of roots, a lot of history. They service over 100 communities and they have almost 500,000 customers. Next. To learn for supplier registration, scan the QR code on the left. For supplier FAQs, you can scan the QR code on the right. All right, so the fun part. I know, Karina, you had great slides and you listed what San Gabriel Valley was looking for, but here's a combined list of what we're all kind of looking for, and some of us overlap. So you can see in the parentheses exactly who, but a lot of us are looking for the same thing. To kind of go through it, like I said, our capital, our pipeline, that's where the money is getting spent with the utilities. But if you don't see your service listed, just know there is still opportunity. We could still be, looking for it. Before I go through the list, I'll just say this success story real quick. I had our procurement manager run into my office. She was like, "We're trying to get new carpet. Do you know any vendors?" And at that moment, I swear, at that moment, Vobecki Enterprises wrote me, "Hey, checking in, making sure you're good. Let us know if you need us." And I look at the email and I look at her and I'm like, like, this is crazy timing. Like, I write back, "Yeah, we actually need a new carpet. So could you come and provide?" And they were there the next, like literally the owner, Pete and Bianca, they're amazing. They were there the next week to do a floor walkthrough, but it's all about timing. You never know what we need. You don't see carpet listed on here. I didn't even know we needed that until she ran into my office, the day of. So like I was saying, you don't be discouraged if you don't see your business on here. Feel free to always reach out, and you never know what kind of timing and success we can have together. So I'll just go over highlights of we need the wood tank replacements, storage tank and pump station upgrades, and new pump stations always. The SCADA upgrade program, all of us use SCADA, so being able to work on the program and provide resource or be a SCADA operator is amazing. We do need subcontracting for tenant improvement projects, painting and coating, so commercial painting and prep of exposed pipe and pump station hardware. I know Suburban needs that too. Tank painting, San Jose Water, but all of us. Facilities maintenance, repair, painting, and renovation. Electrical. So Suburban right now, we're really in need of an electrical vendor. One of our electrical vendors is retiring. And another one of our diverse local vendors that we helped support she's gotten too busy for us, which is a great thing, right? So I referred her to all the rest of the water utilities, and now she's been able to open up a whole new electrical business, but is too busy to respond to our RFPs now. So we are in need of an electrical vendor. Landscaping, a lot of our project plant sites, when we dig up, like a customer's, front yard, stuff like that, we need landscaping, we need support, we need help. Valve replacement, engineering, design services, construction management, well and tank rehab, construction and maintenance, SCADA equipment, the PFAS vessel inspection. So all of us by 2027 are going to be required to have PFAS treatment. So if you are in the field of PFAS, you are in a great, or water quality, you are in a great space right now, because the EPA is dropping an MCL starting in 2027 that we all must meet. So we all must be under a certain MCL for PFAS in the water. I know Suburban, we are undergoing a $50 million PFAS treatment plant that we just put out to bid in the paper. So we have a project bid site for that. So if you are in that space, you are in a great space for all water utilities. We all have to be compliant with that by 2027. Design build, hydrogeologists, and again, PFAS treatment. Next. All right, like I said, if you stayed till the end, you got the best treat of them all. Go ahead and screenshot, take a picture, and please do reach out to us. And if you don't get a response, don't get discouraged. It's a matter of timing, like I said. We love to hear from you, but it doesn't need to be every day, and it doesn't need to be by phone all the time either. It can be a quarterly check-in. Hey, just checking in, seeing if you need our services. This is what we can do for you. This is what we've done for past water utilities. Sharing what you've done for past water utilities, sharing what you can do for us is the crucial key to introducing yourself to us. Please do so with a one-page capability statement that lists what you can do for water utilities. I hate opening capability statement and being like, well, what can they do for a water utility? And it's like, I have no idea. So I don't want to have to write you back. So it's much easier for all of us when we can just be able to hit that forward button and say, hey, check out this vendor. I remember you said you needed this service or this good. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And then next slide, Karina, or is this the last one? That was the last one? Okay, all right, so Q&A time.
Great, thank you. Let's give a round of applause or some reactions to our speakers. That was great information, a lot of information, some great contacts. Usually don't see that level of contacts, and I saw lots of opportunities. We're kind of asking the questions as we go along, but I just thought there was one nugget that I wanted to share with everyone, and that was doing the research of the California Water Associations, looking at their websites and thinking about how you can provide them with your value of your services. Think about whatever your company is, what can you offer them, as opposed to asking them what they can offer you or what they're looking for. So when you reach out to these folks, think about, even if they didn't say what they needed, they don't know they need it, right? So let them know how they could use your services. Let's see, we were looking through some other questions here. You're going to get California Water Service. You're going to get some information about professional services, such as opinion research, polling, and surveys. So Raquel, I know you'll be thinking about how you can offer that in a way that the California Water Association needs that. So I think, I don't know, are there any other questions for them? You can raise your hands and we'll bring you off mute, but it looks like a lot of the questions were answered. All righty.
Can I piggyback off of something you just said?
Yes, absolutely.
What you said about being prepared, right? So we're a lot of the representatives from the CWA Supplier Diversity Committee go to a lot of events, right? So we're at a lot of events. We have booths, and one of the things that we've noticed a lot is so two things here. So one of the things we noticed is people like to approach us and say, "What do you do?"
Mm,
And so I would like to tell everybody on this call today, don't do that. Don't do
mhm.
that. When you approach us, know what we do. So you approach us and you say, "Hi, I'm blah, 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 and this is what I can do for you." Beautiful. That's a great way to start a conversation.
Right.
Second point in that is go to those events. Go to the GLAAACC events, be present at the GLAAACC events. I was at GLAAACC's Women in the C-Suite last Wednesday. So if
Yeah.
you were there, I hope I met you. I hope I spoke with you, but I'll be at GLAAACC events. Go to the other CBOs throughout LA County. Go to their
Mhm.
events. We're there. We are there. Connect with us. Bring your capability statement and make sure you're ready to say what you could do for us. I think we have
Mhm.
a question.
Okay. All righty. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, don't ask them, yeah, what they need or who they are. Do that research first.
Rodney has his hand up.
Provide your information to them.
Angela,
Okay.
Rodney has his hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see that here. Oh, it must be on another screen. Okay, yes, sir. Mr. Brown, you can come off mute and ask your
Yes,
question.
thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So yes, my name is Rodney Brown, New Life Global Development. And I was wondering, since the wildfires, have you been doing anything with toxins and heavy metal remediation in the water systems?
Toxins are heavy.
Like arsenic, cadmium, mercury,
Oh, so
these
that's,
sort of
yeah, we
things. Are
treat
you
for, yeah, we treat for all that. That's not an
that's
issue
called
in
what
our
now?
water. What I'm saying, so we have different treatments that take care, our water, we have to meet EPA standards. So our water has
Right.
to be perfect. So with wildfires, yeah, you're talking about the groundwater being contaminated. As of right now, with what we're testing, so we test weekly. So Suburban, I know all of us, we do. We're the regulated, you have to test weekly. We take daily samples and we send them to the lab, and each week we get it back. So as of right now, there has been no contamination with the fire that we've noticed in our service area. Again, we're a little to the right, I guess you could say, of Pasadena. So we're not in that area, but we have not had any groundwater concerns come up yet. So we'll see.
Okay.
Hopefully,
And I
hopefully
say
it'll be
that
all good
because
after that.
I mentioned that because we've been working with the EPA on this natural compound called clinoptilolite or zeolite that's been removing the arsenic and mercury from water just by exposing this natural mineral to the water. So if there's anything that comes up, we have a product that could help
Ooh,
with that
okay, why don't you
our
introduce yourself to us?
And
And
he'll
then
do
well
that.
as our
He's got all that information, and so he's going to be reaching out.
yes,
And we're going to
yes.
keep
thank
up to
you.
looks at, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Angela
Thank you.
Gordon. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. My name is Angela Gordon. I'm with Blue Eyes Pictures. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit to your engagement of companies that do video production, either in commercial form or in some of the projects that you're doing. I know you all were doing some projects up in the Delta a while back, and I think you had a desalination project that was going on. Are you using video production companies to just take pictures of that or be on site, or using drone services in-house, or are you contracting people
So
outside of your
that's a great question, and you are in
company?
need. I believe that we all utilize video photography and drone. I know Karina and Jeanette just hired someone for their event, and I know Alexis, who you're referencing for the Monterey, the desalination, she did hire a contractor to cover and support that outreach as well as the event. I do work monthly with a video and photography and drone service. So yes, we all need it. It's very much needed. Just a matter of getting on our radar and maybe showcasing to us what you can do, as well as showcasing some beautiful prices.
Okay, definitely do that.
Angela,
All
so they
right,
need
thank
your
you so much. I'll be
services.
reaching-
They need your services and they don't know what all they need. So write them and let
Well,
them know.
okay.
Write them and let them know what they need.
Thank you. I'm going to get that certification right away.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the person I work with, they're on a monthly retainer with us, and they are certified. So
Yeah.
I get to count their spend in our annual report.
Awesome. Yeah, I have other certifications. I just don't have CPUC, but I will be getting that. So
Very good.
Perfect.
thank you so much. Appreciate you all.
Any other questions?
Karina, did you want to chime in? You came off mute.
I did. I just wanted to say that the supplier clearinghouse certification is completely free. So that's a bonus. You know, some of these other certifications you have to pay. The clearinghouse is free. Also for videography, yes, we just had a videographer at our ribbon cutting ceremony. We're also working with one right now because, believe it or not, our communications department is like a year and a half old. So we're building right now. We just revamped our website. We're creating videos for both our Fontana and our LA division. So we're in the process of building all communications. I foresee it as something we're gonna really ramp up, but we're just doing our very first kind of about us video right now. That's still in the process. But yeah, Angela, if you could send over, you know, maybe like a portfolio kind of work you've done in the past, I'd really like that. So nice to meet you.
This is a great time now, Angela, to start your relationship so that by the time you get certified with your CPUC certification, it'll be perfect timing and they will know you by then. And you have established a great relationship. You've kept up with them. They've seen your work. And I saw offers in there in their presentation about catering and promotional items and a lot of things that I know a lot of the folks here on this call specialize in. So now is the time to start the relationship with Lauren and Karina and all of the other contacts at the other water companies. And so don't wait until another day and miss that opportunity or that window to begin the relationship because it could take some time to, you know, for your chance to come up. Okay, let's see. Was there anything else through here that we needed? And the link to to apply for the certification was also, Lauren sent that over, thanks. Okay. All righty. Okay. Well, now again, thank you, ladies, Karina and Lauren. And as usual, every year it's always great to have you and bring all the opportunities about all of those companies that make up the California Water Association. And now we're also a little bit more educated about water too in California. So we appreciate that. And so I want to give a shout out to the GLAAACC staff. We have Naomi Scott, who's our operations director. We have Jessica O. Davis, who's special events and social media. And now it's my pleasure to turn it over to our admin assistant, who we all report to, Ms. Courtney Walls.
All right. Well, first off, I do want to thank you all for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed this really informational session with California Water Association. On behalf of the GLAAACC team, we really hope you found it informative, inspiring, and full of valuable insight. Make sure you get connected and stay involved, like they're saying. And the momentum doesn't start here. We have some really exciting events coming up. We have our next member meetup, which is happening on Tuesday, November 18th. You can join us virtually from the comfort of your home or your office, whichever works best for you. Next, we have our second session of the GLAAACC's Impact of Public Policy. The first one, if you missed it, went really well, so we encourage you to hop on this one as well. That one will be on Thursday, December 4th. And then we have our in-person holiday mixer, which is on Thursday, December 11th. That'll be your chance to come out, get connected with the GLAAACC community, and take you into the holiday season. And you can register for all of these events on our website, and we hope to see you there. And if you're not a member of GLAAACC, we really hope that you consider joining. Joining GLAAACC means becoming part of a movement that strengthens and empowers our African American business community. Membership opens doors to networking, growth opportunities, and advocacy. So it's really a great opportunity for you to get connected and stay involved. We have some benefits, which includes our special partnership with Get in the Game LA, which is really cool. It helps local businesses prepare for procurement opportunities with the upcoming global games, LA 28, the Olympics, the Paralympics. And then we also have our new initiative, which is Ready, Set, Compete. That's for GLAACC members only, but that is us helping to identify and connect entrepreneurs that are ready for these opportunities and give them the option and a seat at the table. So I hope that you guys consider joining us at one of our upcoming events. joining GLAAACC if you're not a member, and just staying connected and seeing what we have coming down the line. It's a lot of really great stuff coming. So we thank you for joining us today, and we hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thanks, Lauren. All right, and now I'm going to turn it over to, thanks, Courtney. I'm going to turn it over to Lauren for any closing comments.
I just want to say again, thank you, Angela, to the GLAAACC team. You guys are all so amazing. We appreciate you. We appreciate partnering. And to all the vendors out there, we look forward to hearing from you and hopefully working with you. Also, we are also a resource. So if you have, you just want to pick our brain, I'm always open to meeting with vendors for coffee, for 30 minutes. You just need support. How does my capability statement look? How does this pitch sound? Don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to support your growth, your development. Utilize us. So thank you. Karina?
Same exact thing. But yeah, thank you for having us. We're available at any time, and I would really recommend, if working with the water utility is something you want to do, joining our Water 1.0 program next year. It's really beneficial. It's a little plug. And maybe if you're not at a place where, you can handle the kind of workload that working directly with us is, becoming a subcontractor is the way to do it. And so attending our Meet the Primes, I'd really recommend that. But I wish you all much success in your business. And I really commend what you guys do, because that is not easy, having your own business. So we're cheering you on from the sidelines.
Great. So somebody asked what was the first step to get certified. There's a link in the chat, and we'll also make sure that we include it. And the first thing you need to do is go onto that website and read all the details, because as you start to navigate your way through the California Water Association, it's going to be very important that you take the time to read the fine print and read all the details, because they like everything completed and the I's dotted and T's crossed. That'll make it easier for you to navigate the process. So do some homework and read up on all of these water companies, and then read up and start to apply with the clearinghouse. All righty. Okay. Well, thank you guys again for joining us for this GLAAACC in the AM. And we'll see you at one of our other events that's upcoming. Please stay connected. And thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.